It is now time for weather with Nebraska Extension Ag climatologist and Market Journal's chief meteorologist, Al Dutcher. Well, Al, we've been seeing a lot of spring weather over the past week. Is this sunshine here to stay?
Well, Bryce, we did have some very warm temperatures. In fact, some locations near record highs during the middle of the week, with those temperatures actually jumping up a little bit warmer than what was originally forecasted last week. Instead of the low 70s, a couple locations, especially like here in Lincoln, reached the 80-degree mark on Wednesday, and then we've seen that little front come through from the backside of the trough over the Great Lakes, kind of a backdoor cold front, cool us down back into the 40s and the 50s. And we've seen some nice conditions the last couple of days, and right now we're dealing with that system that's ejecting out of the western United States. It's bringing the chance for snowfall and some thunderstorm activity just to the east of us as we go through today, and the possibility that we'll see much colder temperatures, particularly as we work into the middle and later half of next week. So let's take a look at the upper air models and see what we have in store. And the first thing I'll draw your attention to is the first piece of energy out of that trough ejecting out is responsible for the snow accumulations in western Nebraska. Also going to be the area right here in central Iowa, southern Iowa, where we have the chance for some scattered severe thunderstorm activity and maybe even to southeastern Nebraska. But the primary focus of the majority of the precipitation is going to be from northwest Nebraska all the way up into southern Minnesota. And as we go into tomorrow, the trough kind of starts to shift to the east, and the second piece of energy starts to rotate out of that. That's going to allow precipitation to develop across the southern plains, moving out into the mid-Mississippi River Valley. And on the far northern portion of it, we'll see some scattered flurry activity. You might actually catch some accumulating snowfall to a slight amount in southeastern Nebraska. By Monday, that cold high pressure system itself filters into our region. We'll see temperatures basically in the 50s if we can get the snowfall out of here. Basically, from that point on, it's really benign conditions for a couple days as the jet splits to the south and the north of us and leaves us basically in a south to southwesterly flow along the periphery of this high pressure system. So our temperatures should get back up into the mid to upper 40s, low 50s across the southern part of the state as the primary precipitation shifts off to our east. Now on Wednesday, we start to see a broadening of the trough and some of that air starting to sink toward the south. Low pressure at the surface starts to form in Wyoming and also in North Dakota. Cold air behind it will start to shift toward the south. We're probably going to start to see our temperatures going downhill as we go into Thursday, with this trough really intensifying and pulling the cold air toward the south. Looking like highs will probably drop into the 30s and 40s. Low pressure sets up in northeastern portions of Oklahoma. That's going to allow some scattered flurry and light snow accumulations to materialize across the state. And then that starts to shift toward the east, but we're going to be in the very cold air coming behind it. We may not see highs that break the freezing mark as we get into the end of next week with that cold high pressure in place, still keeping some flurry activity. And right now the accumulating snowfall looks like it's just going to be to the east southeast of us, but if it's a little bit slower, we may see this progress a little bit more towards southeast and east central portions of the state. If we look farther out into the future, and this takes us from next Thursday to the following Tuesday, that cold air still remains in place. So we had our warmth. Now we're going to pay for it here in the month of March with temperatures cooling down significantly. And also in terms of precipitation, another system takes aim at us around the 11th to 12th, starts to move into the central Rockies and then pushes out in the plains. That's going to bring another reinforcing shot of cold air. So we're starting to see a more aggressive storm pattern developing. Hopefully this will result in some significant moisture, and definitely we need it. We've been dry in the entire winter.